And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of Shitfic Showcase. The monster became angry and ran through the remaining bobbleheads to fight me. Although it lacked any ranged attacks, it was relentless. But it was no match for me. I was in the home stretch now, up to the bosses. My plan was to go through Batra first, then Megalon. After that, I would watch the last TV screen, play the Black Labyrinth before fighting Godzilla. And lastly, going through the chase with the Hell Beast. I was curious to see if it would be in a new form again. Wonder what he's gonna look like this time.
Oh boy.
Starting to think you're into this fucking monster a bit. Wonder if it's gonna be wearing that new negligee I got it.
If it's not, I'm gonna be very upset. I got that just for you!
You forgot our anniversary, didn't you?
He's gonna be wearing lingerie on his face.
I can't wait to eat, fucking candy panties off of the monster's bald head. You're picturing that shit, aren't you?
That quote's going somewhere.
But first things first, time to beat up Batra. As I expected, he started off in his larva form. The music was Varen's battle theme. Yeah, that's a horny centipede there.
It was like a badass spiky shoe.
Yeah, you
How
can see
cool
it.
I am.
You put your foot in here,
Yeah.
and then there's a spike at the end, and then this is a heel.
These are my badass demon elf shoes.
That's totally what it looks like. Oh god.
Check out my kicks, bro. You don't want to fuck with me.
All the other kids with their pumped up kicks can outrun me because I'm wearing these shoes.
These are my mega cleats.
Whenever the game puts in a new Godzilla kaiju with more than one form, the other form always shows up. For a game that's otherwise inexplicable, it's rather startling in its consistency and accuracy with the new kaiju bosses. The fight started off simple. Larva Batra fought in a similar fashion as Maguma did, charging back and forth and occasionally firing off lightning from its horn. During the fight, I noticed that Mothra's combat capabilities had been altered in my favor. Terrifyingly.
Oh, yeah.
The I-beams did 2 times as much damage as they did originally. Now they were as strong as Godzilla's punches. The poison powder was similarly improved. It also did this nice thing where it would actually hit an enemy when you used it. In the original game, even though Mothra could fly, she was unable to fly over an opponent. You would get knocked back the same way as if you just ran into them, which was extremely annoying. But not anymore. I could change direction and fly around, which was a big help because... Oh shit!
The shoes got wings.
Shoes with wings! That is how we're gonna achieve human flight.
Yeah. Just fucking rip off some bird wings and just...
A bunch of motherfuckers gonna be flying around hanging upside down from their shoes. God damn it! This sucks! Flying Imago Batra? Imago? I'm a go. Fine, I'm a go, Batra.
Yeah.
I'm a go.
I'm done with this.
It's much like fighting a clone Mothra, although Batra is distinctly faster and stronger. No longer impeded by its slow-moving larva form, Imago, I'm a go Batra was a fearsome opponent. Shown here being fearsome and going.
Yes.
Although it lacked the horn lightning, it now had a new, more powerful I-beam. Batra could change direction just like I could, so this battle involved a lot of flipping and flying around. It was pretty damn...
A lot of flipping and flying around and hooting and hollering.
It was pretty damn fun, to be honest. Totally made up for the, my dead girlfriend references. Yeah, I'm having fun with this video game again. This is pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to recommend this to my buddies. You fucking idiot! So after defeating Batra, I was excited to see what Megalon would be like. But first, I went through an Indigo Cliffs level and shot through a lot of the creatures for the health power-ups. That's nice. So about Megalon. His music was Gigan's theme. Makes sense since Gigan was his battle partner and Megalon's one and so far only film appearance. He was a lot like Mogera, but faster and with more weapons. He'd start off charging off with his drills. Yeah, that's charging,
Yeah.
not just stumbling. I like to fly back and forth around him, which seemed to really annoy him. It's teasing the game now a little bit.
Yeah.
Stupid game, you're not as fast as me.
Not as fast as me. You referenced my dead girlfriend, but
she killed herself with a truck and got her head smushed. But you know this. I like being able to turn with Mothra.
Yeah.
So all is forgiven.
Oh yeah. It's like a 9 out of 10 if you can get past the parts where it references my dead girlfriend.
Yeah.
If you can push past that part, you know. If you can shove it down, then it's a nice piece of work we got here, you know. And
much like how the truck tire smashed down my girlfriend's brains into the concrete
to a fine paste.
Yes. It looked like fucking Vienna sausage paste coming out of her ears. But you know, other than that, I like Godzilla, the game on the NES.
I mean, you can make Mothra turn. Mothra can turn back, forward and backward, left, right. It's great. It's talking about 10 out of 10.
After a few seconds, he'd step back, turn around, and start spitting out grenades.
That was a weird dance move.
Yeah, those were a pain because they bounce when they hit the quote-unquote ground. Clearly grenades.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Not just like raspberries or something.
He turned around and spat out raspberries at me. Even I sneezed peaches.
Lastly, he started spamming his lightning beam. It only went straight forward, so it was easy to duck under it and then shoot him with I-beams. More spaghetti. Overall, I describe him as strong, persistent, but dumb.
Overall, I describe him as strong, president, dumb.
Topical! I was now nearing the end of Entropy. I had just taken down Megalon, and I started up the last TV screen to see what I'd get this time. The result was unpleasant. Here we go. It's a GIF. That's great. That's Friday the 13th Part 2 right there.
This is the best eye holes I've ever seen.
SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. The music for this gruesome scene was the password theme.
What's the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song?
Yes. I couldn't figure out why this animation was so sinister and violent in comparison to the other two. The whole game seemed to be growing more malevolent. As I went on to finish Entropy, I began to feel drained. It's hard to describe. Like I had suddenly become tired when I wasn't before. Most likely it was just the tension from all that had happened in this game getting to me. But who knows? Who knows?
Maybe you're getting bored writing a shitty creepypasta.
Now it's no longer gold. It's onyx, basically.
Yeah.
The last level type on Entropy is what I call the Shadow Labyrinth. The scenery was recolored from gold to black. The music was an evil ambience, similar to the Unforgiving Cold loop, but distinctly different. Similar, but different. You're going places.
Oh, yeah.
The music was my first sign that this level was going to be distressing. I traveled through the maze for about a minute, and I noticed there weren't any creatures hovering around. It was an odd transition from the Gold Labyrinth, which was overrun with creatures, to this level that had nothing at all. But then this might be a good thing. Maybe there wouldn't be any obstacles and I could get through the level with ease. Then the screen went dark. Darker than this? Yeah, that's darker.
Yeah.
You made it darker. Nicely done.
And then And that's when I realized I had been sitting on the remote and turned the brightness down on my TV. So then I turned it back on, and everything was normal again. And I'm fucking running out of ideas. Please shoot me.
And immediately I snapped out of my daze from a few seconds earlier. Everything had been darkened so that the only thing I could see was the Mothra sprite. I couldn't tell where I was going, and I ended up frantically running into walls. I heard a noise.
Again, in real life. You guys told me he was going to the game, so he just started running into actual walls in his room.
He's just got a bunch of human-shaped holes in his room. I heard a noise, the sound of a crowd running through a hallway. And along with the running came the roars. Loud roaring sounds, like roars. Which I would describe as something like roars. And then I shat my drawers, listening to the roars, while thinking about the floorboards in a Ford Taurus.
With 4 doors?
With 4 doors. 4 doors and floorboards in a Ford Taurus. Yeah.
You use way too many napkins.
Which I would describe as something like a rabid dog the size of an elephant, screaming with fury. And I could tell that whatever was making this noise, there were lots of them. Dude, I want a dog-sized elephant as a pet. Like a fucking toy elephant. Can you picture that shit? Like that pink elephant Looney Tunes sketch or something. That would be so great. They need to like genetically engineer that shit. I knew there was something there, but it wasn't until I did some screen cap editing that I got to see what my pursuers look like. What the fuck?
I see, like, chicken legs.
And gator mouths and claws.
Chicken gators.
Chicken gators. But at the time, I couldn't see where they were or where I was going. I was literally running blind, and this mob of beasts eventually caught up with me. All I could think was, no! As I saw my life bar rapidly declining. The monsters had taken me down to half my total health when I was saved. The light came back on, and the attackers had disappeared. No attackers shown here. And so the challenge of this level was revealed. Find the exit before the lights go out, and a pack of monsters maul you to death. So it's like that fucking Donkey Kong Country level where you keep having to switch the barrels on and off and shit. Great. I was in panic mode now, moving as fast as I could go. I
mean, after all the trauma he's been through, you think his sense of grammar would be intact, man?
Yes.
Okay, fine. He's Unforgiven, too.
Yeah. Moving as fast I could go while trying every path I could find for a way out. As I played through the level, the lights went out a total of 3 times. The second time, I would have been dead meat had it not been for one of the wide-eyed statues. You leave my new friend alone. As I stayed close to it, the monsters seemed to all avoid me until the light came back. The statue warded them away somehow. I was safe as long as I stayed near the statue, but at the same time, I had to leave to find the exit. The Shadow Labyrinth turned out to be much smaller than the Gold Labyrinth, as it only took about 6 minutes to navigate to the end. But before the exit, there was a row of halls leading straight down. I almost read that as there was a row of hells leading straight down.
There's a solid row of them.
With no way out once entered. You either got to the exit before the monsters reached you, or you died. Thankfully, I made it out. Only one more boss, Mechagodzilla. I started the battle and got something unexpected. Regular Godzilla. Not only did my life shoot back up to 100% again, it seems to do that randomly. But instead of a replacement boss, I was fighting Godzilla. But any Godzilla fan worth their salt can figure this out. Mechagodzilla started off fighting fighting a clone Godzilla, but his disguise burned away after only 3 life bars. Usually a transformation only occurred at the halfway point. Oh, he's firing his gazer at you. His gay laser. Sparkles! At this point, it was like fighting Mechagodzilla in the normal game. Felt kinda nice to fight one of the original game enemies for a change. Although he wasn't exactly like normal, he also had a rainbow beam and finger missiles. This prevented me from doing the old trick of backing him in the corner and hitting him with I-beams in a spot where he can't hit me, but that was always a cheap trick anyways. I'm an alpha gamer motherfucker. And look at this shit, that looks like fucking, I don't know, what is that? That looks like metal shavings.
Confetti.
Yeah. But after getting him down to half his health, something weird started to happen. Yeah.
Started to happen. But why is this fucking creepypasta exciting?
I didn't get very much sleep. His sprite started to glitch in much the same way as Godzilla had way back in the first world. After a few seconds, the glitches began to form a new shape. I'm your new doggy!
Arf, arf, arf!
Arf, arf, human, get me a steak of cow.
Give
Please?
me a steak of dead girlfriend. Melissa.
Who is dead? Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself.
Sad face school guy.
And thus the game had created not Mechagodzilla.
Are you shitting me?
And I discovered that this visual glitch was somehow related to the game recreating things. The human face on this one gives it a very uncanny look.
Very uncanny, stupid look.
Yes. It was one of the stronger replacement monsters and had the most firepower. Pictured here is its mouth beam, which I got caught in the middle of.
So it spat a loogie at you.
Ah! Firing my laser. It's a stupid meme.
Yeah.
Even though it was a bit stronger, it was also slower than its original counterpart and couldn't jump around as much. I won the fight by constantly staying out of its line of fire, bombarding the machine with poison powder as I flew over it.
Man, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah. One last thing to do, the Hell Beast chase. Oh boy, might as well just get this over with, I thought.
Here we go.
It's great. It's
Run, but you're flying. You're a moth. You can't run because you're flying.
I mean, fly would not look nearly as urgent. But then again, this game sucks.
Run, flyishly.
Rye! Flun! Do something! The Entropy end chase ended up being exactly what I was afraid it would be. A labyrinth level. All the other chases, although difficult, were extremely straightforward. You just had to run to the right and not get touched. But this took all the simplicity out of it. There was no telling how big this labyrinth would be, or where the exit was. And now not only did I have to constantly backtrack to find my way out, I also had to avoid getting one hit killed by the red monster. And for those first 30 seconds it didn't show up, but I knew it would. And as I started picking up the pace, I heard a loud flapping noise. Oh boy, he's gonna have wings, isn't it? It's totally gonna have wings. Yep, it has wings. I just wanna fly. Put your arms around me, Mothra. And there it was, in a quote-unquote flying form. It flew with bat-like wings and was as fast and relentless as ever.
Fly like a red demon monster skull-face thing to the sea.
I wanna get away. I wanna fly in a red labyrinth with Mothra. Yeah, yeah. For reasons already stated, this is probably the most nerve-wracking of all the quote-unquote end chases. And as such, I had to keep my focus on the game and not taking screen caps, like I've been doing! However, I did take one of the red monster doing something I found very interesting. I had managed to lose it by going through a different path than it apparently expected, and it was blocked from attacking me by one of the organic walls of the red labyrinth, or so I thought.
Wrench tongue.
It tried clawing through the wall for a second before opening up its mouth and tearing the wall apart with the intestine jaws. But those brief milliseconds that the monster was held back might have been the key to me finding the exit. The path to exit was long and complex, but from what I remember, I went up and then back towards the left. Back into the left. I'm still not sure why I chose that particular way, just a lucky hunch, I suppose. I was sweating profusely, but my luck had saved me yet again. I hoped that it wouldn't run out before I finished the game. There were only 2 more worlds to go. Next was the penultimate world called Ecstasy. I'm telling you, ecstasy is the last thing I feel reading this shit.
It's going to be the most ecstasy chapter that we've read, being called Ecstasy. The most ecstasy-like of all the chapters.
Merry Ecstasy.
Yeah. Exit us by